Hi buddies, hope you're doing fine. In this series, we are going to talk about the life of William Shakespeare. If you are ready, let's get started. William Shakespeare was born in the town of Stratford upon Avon in Warwickshire. It is situated in England. And he was baptized on 26 April 1564 according to the Paris Register. But his date of birth is popularly believed to be 23rd April. So the very reason this is conjectural. Shakespeare's mother name was Mary Arden. She was the daughter of a wealthy landowning farmer. Then his father John Shakespeare, he was a tradesman and also an elected alderman. Scholars believe that Shakespeare was educated at King's New School, the local grammar school, and it is assumed that the standard of education there was probably quite high, and that reason Shakespeare was taught Latin grammar and also the Latin classics. In the year 1582, a marriage license was issued to Shakespeare recording his marriage to Annie Hathaway of a neighboring village. 6 months later, Annie gave birth to their first daughter. Her name is Susanna. Then, 2 years later, twins, a son Hamnet and also a daughter Judith, were born to the couple. But unfortunately, Hamlet died at the age of 11. But there is no extant record of Shakespeare's life during the years between the birth of the twins and his first appearance in London as a dramatist. Biographers resort to legends and apocryphal stories in a bid to fill this void in our knowledge. But using these sort of little evidence to substantiate them, historians refer to this decade of Shakespeare's life as the lost years. We do know, however, that several of his plays were on the London stage by 1592 and that he had by this time made a name for himself as a playwright and also an actor. By 1594, Shakespeare was associated with the leading theatre company, the Lord Chamberlain's Men, and it became their principal playwright. Members of this company soon built their own theatre south of the river Thames and called it the Globe. Shakespeare was also a sharer in the Lord Chamberlain's Men, and his fortunes prospered with the success of his theatre company. When James I came to the throne, the company was awarded a royal patent and changed its name to the King's Men. A few years later, they took over the indoor theatre at Blackfriars, which they used for winter performances. Shakespeare was quite well off in his later years and divided his time between London and Stratford. In the year 1596, he acquired a coat of arms for his family and with it gentlemanly status for himself. The next year, he purchased New Place, the second largest house in Stratford. He later purchased more land among other property and he managed his resources shrewdly. He died on 23rd April 1616 in his hometown of Stratford and was buried in the Holy Trinity Church. During the mid 19th century, some scholars began expressing doubts regarding the authorship of the works traditionally attributed to William Shakespeare. The facts of Shakespeare's life seem so prosaic and ordinary. His level of formal education seemed so average. His experience of life so limited, and his business dealings reveal a mind so grounded in reality that these scholars hypothesize that perhaps it was Francis Bacon or Christopher Marlowe or Edward de Vere, the Earl of Oxford, who was the real Shakespeare. However, scholarly consensus has more or less rejected almost all the legends and speculations. Shakespeare achieved a good measure of fame as a playwright in his own lifetime. His status as a poet dipped during the late 17th century. The critics of the Restoration and early neoclassical period favor those playwrights who follow classical ideals. However, from the 18th century on, his reputation began to grow steadily, and he soon came to be regarded as the national poet. By the 19th century, his works began to be read outside England. The Romantics were lavish in their praise of his works and attempted to emulate Shakespearean verse drama. The Victorians worshipped the poet as King Shakespeare. The board of Owen influenced not only by the poets but also by the novelists, composers, and also by the painters who created great works of art inspired by his plays and characters. The various modernist and postmodernist movements embraced the works of Shakespeare, finding in them scope for avant-garde explorations. The plays of Shakespeare have been translated into every major language and are regularly studied and performed throughout the world. His contemporary Ben Jonson precisely remarked of Shakespeare that he was not of an age but for all the time. We know now how true those words were. So, these are all the stuffs about the life of Shakespeare. I hope this video will be useful one, and thank you so much for watching this video till end. If you're having any suggestion, let me know in the comment section. We'll see you next video. Tada, bye bye.